Look.
Listen.
Taylor.
Gosh. Geese, I am not used to you being here. I'm sorry. Support your local podcast with a like and a subscribe.
Really just recorded together.
Name one time that's happened recently.
Last time.
Moving along.
Welcome, everyone, to Look, Listen, Cast. We've got Michael, we've got Geese Peep, we've got Taylor. This is a podcast about Pokemon and other things. Don't worry, if you don't like Pokemon Horizons, you don't have to listen to that part. You can listen to Geese Peep talk about Hawaii and birds and snorking. But also, if you like Pokemon Horizons, my God, have I got great news for you, because I'm pretty sure we're the best, certainly most entertaining Pokemon Horizons podcast in the world. Maybe there's a secret one out there with higher production value, but there's what, are they going to be more entertaining than us, Taylor?
I would love to see a podcast about Pokemon with higher production value than the show.
Got him. First try. Okay, before we move on to our first segment, which is Peep of the Week, what we've been geesing, we got a lot to discuss. But I need to say right off the bat, I know I have to do this every week now, but I just need to say for this specific episode of Pokemon, before anybody gives an opinion, before anybody gives a score, everybody start getting your notepads and start adding points. Because you would get so much more out of this episode if you played the DLC. There's so many references and lore drops and things that really, you're like, oh, I get what's happening way before it happens. And I'm sorry to say that Geese Peep and Taylor did not play the DLC of Scarlet and Violet, so they don't understand the Blueberry Quest plot line. And meanwhile, me, who played with the boys, nonstop Blueberry Quest, having the time of my life watching this episode because I can relate so much to Drayton. That's all I'm saying. Just mark it off now. Just make sure whenever you hear Geese Peep and Taylor's scores of the week, just go ahead and add, at least a point and a half to your score, mental score, but just, we'll talk about that later.
I like that scene.
It's a good scene.
It's a great scene.
It is now time to move on to our first segment, Peep of the Week, what we've been geesing. Guys, listen, I had such a delicious meal. I have never in my life had a chicken Katsu Loco Moco, and I got an order of French fries. So this thing's half poutine, really. We got gravy, eggs, chicken katsu, rice. Yum, yum, yum. Everybody, I recommend eating it. I don't know how you're going to find one. You probably have to make it, if we're being honest.
What is it exactly? Just a bowl of fries with chicken katsu?
Nope. I just told you every step of the thing. It's a bunch of rice, and then you put chicken katsu, fried chicken cutlet on top with some eggs. You mix it all up.
Okay.
I also had a side of fries. So it was kind of
You know what? That is what you said the first time.
Yep. And you pour a bunch of gravy on it. Okay.
Where did you have this delicious food?
Oh, somewhere in the United States. I don't know, Geese Peep. You can talk about it later on your segment. But much more importantly than Katsu Loco Moco. Taylor?
What?
Everybody listening. Listen hard. Listen now. Yes. There is a television program by everybody's favorite man, Vince Gilligan, creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. It's called Pluribus. The I is the number one. Guys, oh my God. Apple TV and Vince Gilligan have done it again. They are knocking it out of the park. Pluribus is so gosh darn good. Taylor, I don't know how Apple TV does it. I already told Geese Peep, I'm going to have to march into their offices. I'm going to have to say, A, I need a job. B, cast me in anything. Because you're too good at making entertainment. All of your premises are so good for entertainment, for TV shows. I can't handle how good this show is.
All I know is that's a very good show. I don't know anything about it. I don't know who's in the TV show. All of the Canadians are talking about it.
Every Canadian can't stop talking about Pluribus. The main character is the Rhea Seehorn. She's the same actor from Better Call Saul. And
Kim Wexler.
Yes. The acting is phenomenal. I'm not going to spoil the plot of the show. I want you guys all to just watch it. Clever people will figure out the theme of the show pretty quick. I was laughing so hard when somebody on Twitter they were acting like they figured out some big thing, and it's so clearly the entire theme of the show, and I was laughing hard. Taylor, I was busy on vacation when this show launched. So when I finally get home, I start watching the episodes that have built up. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Do you know how devastated I was when I only got to watch 3 episodes and I have to wait until Friday to see the next one?
That's such a rough amount of time. Because it's like, you don't get enough to where you're like, oh, I could take a little break, but it's not short enough that you're like, I haven't gotten used to this. That's the worst amount of episodes.
Pluribus is so good, you guys. Everybody rush out and watch Pluribus. So good. So fun. So cool.
Is it as good as Severance?
Again, okay, let's all calm down. Because I've only seen 3 episodes of Pluribus.
Settle down, Geese.
Settle down. I think Pluribus is outstanding. I know Pluribus is outstanding. Severance Season 1 is better than Severance Season 2. I'll say that much.
Wow.
It is. It's true. That's true. That's not a lie.
They did have the one David Lynch episode, though.
That's true. But Taylor, I don't have enough information to comment yet. Because that's 2 seasons versus
no
one.
No comment. No more questions.
No comment.
I remember when I was a kid reading Nintendo Power, and they were doing a fake interview, and it was somebody interviewing Donkey Kong, and they said to Donkey Kong, they asked him a question, and then Donkey Kong responded, no comment. And then the Nintendo Power reporter said, no comment is a comment. And that confused me so much as a kid, because then it made me think, wait, every time it says no comment, does that mean the person is just silently not saying anything? And I asked my grandpa about it, and he was annoyed with the question and thought it was dumb. So that's that
he
story.
said no comment to you, and then you got even more confused.
A practical lesson. He was teaching you the utility of somebody saying no comment, because you're still up in the air. What was he saying? What did he mean? He was no commenting.
He did the same thing about a gravy boat. Also, guys, hold on, let me blow my nose for this one. I gotta go off. Geese Peep, calm down. If Geese Peep would just control herself and stop freaking out every 5 seconds, we could get through this podcast.
It's Geese, you need to settle yourself in your own segment.
Okay. I've gone over this before. You've all heard me tell a tale about the McDonald's Dongles 10-cent bag ordinance happening where I live.
Yes.
Okay. You've heard the tale about the time the man was loudly complaining, and so I offered him a bag, and his response was just cruelty, because I guess he was embarrassed. Let me start this story by saying this one has a good ending. I'm going to Tarantino this for you real quick and reveal the end of the story first, in which I hand a man a bag, and he says, oh, thank you so much. Okay. So it was a wonderful experience at the end. All I have to say is this 10-cent bag ordinance is just causing such a rift in the community. And honestly, I'm considering going to my local town hall and talking about it, because it's not at all doing what it's supposed to be doing, because they don't even follow the rule half the time. I almost never pay for a bag, and I just get like 15 free bags after clicking, no, I don't want to spend 10 cents on a bag. That's why I gave my free bag to this poor foreign man who received just so much food he needed a bag for. And then the employee just rudely said, you didn't pay for a bag. And he was just so confused and alarmed. This bag ordinance, all it's doing is making every single person upset and unhappy. Emboldens employees to be cruel, upsets all customers. It's literally nickel and diming. And like I said, the inconsistent enforcement.
This is specifically supposed to be to help dissuade people from using plastic bags, right?
But these are paper bags, so it doesn't make any sense.
I know. So that's like another big deal that this is happening, because it's not even addressing the core reason why this is an ordinance.
Yeah, and you can get all the free bags from Taco Bell you want in the world, but Taylor and I have been over this ad nauseum. And I think you told like an anecdote about Gun Can complaining about this. Mm-hmm. And you saying like it's working because the idea is to annoy people enough that they bring their own reusable bag. But who wants to put a bunch of stinky, sweaty, soggy, greasy French fries into their nice reusable bag? Nobody.
I don't think it was intended for fast food to take that kind of to adopt that. I think it was probably meant as a grocery store thing, and then restaurants also did it.
Right here, it's an ordinance for all the fast food. All bags require 10 cents.
Right.
Is that literally the actual wording? Any bags? Doesn't matter, plastic or
correct
paper?
Yeah.
Correct.
I would march down to your local representative, first of all, wearing a t-shirt with our logo on it, just
with
for awareness.
vest.
And then instead of pants, just wear a ton of bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know why the damage it's doing to our society is much worse than any environmental concerns you have. Because you're, like I said, it's literal rift in the community because you're encouraging employees to be cruel and find pleasure in laughing at the employees or laughing at the customers who didn't spend 10 cents on a bag. Because they get so giddy with Schadenfreude when they say, you didn't buy a bag, sir. And all the people, let's say 85% of people are going to have some pride about it. And they're going to go, I'm not spending 10 cents on a bag. So they're going to have a miserable experience holding just an armful of hamburgers and french fries out the door. Or they're going to have to eat inside when they plan to leave. And then the very few people actually want to pay the 10 cents. And it's just, I can't take it anymore. I'm just glad I helped the nice foreign man and his wife by taking my free bags, again, inconsistent, taking my free bag and just giving it to them and saying, did you need a bag? Here, you can have this one. That's all I'm saying.
And for the people still listening, what's going on with you, Geese?
You speak? Your Peep of the Week? What have you been geesing?
I went to Hawaii snorking. We went snorking every day. I saw some great fish.
Now, hang on. I can't stand by while you lie.
Oh, that's a good point, Taylor.
You can't snorkel if you don't have a snorkel.
She's just wearing goggles
now.
Yes.
I'm not wearing goggles. I'm wearing a mask.
Then call it masking, call it swimming, call it whatever, kicking.
I'm not calling it snorkeling. I'm calling it snorking.
Oh, she trademarked it. Snorking is snorkeling without a breathing apparatus. Yeah.
Yes,
right. Yeah.
I'm
just
snorking.
Like the television show, the Snorks.
The Snorks.
Yeah, yes. that was based on her.
Oh, that's cool, Geese.
They live under the sea with those noses, which kind of look like snorkels. So this is all very confusing. Geese, please go.
They're upside down snorkels.
Anyway, I was hunting to see a green sea turtle the entire trip. And finally, on the last day, we saw 2 that were basking on the beach and then 1 in the water. So it was great.
Was it really mellow or was it swimming off?
It was swimming away, but it was mellow about it.
Those things are so fast.
Oh.
They're so fast.
It's almost as if they evolved to move quickly through the water. Almost.
Yeah, but you assume a turtle's going to be slow.
Not underwater.
Those things are very quick.
Yes.
Yeah. We had a lot of yummy food. Michael mentioned the chicken Katsu Loco Moco. I had a lot of smoothies. That was something I enjoyed quite a bit.
Huh.
She loved the fruit smoothies. By the way, Taylor, I didn't mention this chicken Katsu Loco Moco, not at some big fancy restaurant, literally at just the fancy version of their convenience store chain. And all the food's incredible.
Ooh.
Just Island Market, Gourmet Island Market, is that what it's called? Can you speak?
Yeah.
So taking the influence from Southeast Asia with their upscale corner stores.
Great stuff.
It was beautiful. Saw lots of guys. I don't know what else to.
Lots of fish. Lots of sea urchins. Too many sea urchins, actually, Taylor. Also, is this the first time every single one of us have played the same video game for a Peep of the Week? Because I've been playing a little bit of Ghost of Yotei.
The only thing that we could have played together would have been
Diablo.
Yeah, but we never did that. So
we did it for a day or something.
We did it for a hot second.
Yeah, it was about 30 minutes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
I still haven't installed.
Oh, interesting. Geese Peep has written down here she played Fortnite. That's funny on account of I have asked to play her Fortnite a long time for the Power Rangers. Interesting.
I don't care about the Power Rangers.
They're sick.
And sorry, it was a numbers game. The Canadians downloaded Fortnite, and there's more of them than there are you. And then the other people started downloading Fortnite. I'm like, I guess I'll download Fortnite. First of all, the game is now 140 gigs, which is way too big for Fortnite. Second of all, I'm like, oh, I wonder how much V-Bucks I have. I wonder if I can get like the battle pass. I have 5,000 V-Bucks.
That's like $50, right? $70?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, good for you, Geese.
Anyway, Fortnite is a great game.
Shouts out.
Still?
It's the Simpsons. Everyone downloaded it because it's the Simpsons map and there's the Simpsons, all that accessories.
They call it Springfield, Taylor. The city of Springfield.
It's a good game. Look,
She's so upset
and
about how good it is. Like,
I'm upset that I'm back into the throes of that game. That game had
Ah.
its fingers wrapped around my throat for so long.
It's a bad relationship, Geese. I understand. When I got out of Destiny 2, I was just sitting there thinking, man, I've wasted so much time on this game. Same thing with Pokemon Go. Hate to say it. Luckily,
Taylor.
I just had too many bad raid days, and I was like, okay, I'm not wasting time and money to be frustrated. That's very silly. And I've been playing great games, enjoying myself so much.
Taylor, you could be playing Destiny mobile game, which apparently is very good, or Arc Raiders. Anyway, Geese Pete, please continue. We haven't heard your your Oreo review yet. If you're done with Fortnite talk.
Oh, yeah. So Michael bought, what was the flavor? It was like apple.
So Geese
pie.
Peep,
Apple pie a la mode.
So Geese Peep really wanted to try a particular flavor of Oreo, which I couldn't find anywhere around here. She wanted s'mores. All I could find is apple pie a la mode. So I said, look at these Oreos I got you. And she said, I hate apple pie a la mode. And I said, sick. And so she never even tried them. And I was just going to throw them away.
No, I said, oh, I don't really like apple. But then I did try them because I was hungry. And you guys know me. When I'm hungry and I see Oreos, I'm going to eat the Oreos. And they were good.
There you go. Shouts out. And that's the review of the week. On a scale of 1 to 10, Oishi does?
Like 7.
All right. Oh, that's not very high.
I don't know.
I think that's fine, Geese.
That's fine.
Stick
Taylor,
to your guns, Geese.
Yeah, stick a gun. Taylor, let's go ahead and let's hear your Geese of the week. What you been peeping this week?
Wait, Geese, I wanted to hear you talk about Ghost of Yotei.
I'm still not. I still haven't completed it. I'm almost done. What I've been doing lately is just literally making sure I have reached every single destination on the map.
Oh, wow. I was going to use that as a segue into my own Geese of the Week. So whenever I am in Los Angeles, I always try to play a game that you have installed that I don't have access to. So unfortunately, that means that when I get back here, I am not playing Silksong now because I've gotten too out of practice. And I just started playing Ghost of Tsushima because I was playing Ghost of Yotei in Los Angeles. So Ghost of Yotei, I really like. I heard a lot of people not liking that. Something I've found out recently, if you haven't
played it liked it.
If you haven't, well, I've heard a lot of people say the story wasn't as good as Ghost of Tsushima. I kind of like
Have they beaten the game? Because it gets way better than Tsushima. There's the only people I've seen complaining are people who just go, "Oh, revenge story," and they haven't actually touched the game.
I really enjoy a good revenge story. Kind of reminds me of like a Kill Bill. Really like that. And something that I've noticed recently is I'm a big how do I put it?
Gamer.
No, not really. I'm a big girl boss person. All of my hype up soundtracks that I listen to before water polo and stuff, it's all a bunch of like your Charlie XCXs, your Slaters, your stuff like that.
Slater, nice. I love Slater. Excellent pump up music.
Yep. Shouts out to Oreos. Haven't seen her enough. But I like that. I like there's a female character. I think they do that really well with the female protagonist because a lot of people either draw too much attention to it or they just write a man. And I feel like they've done something really good with the first, 10%, 15% of Ghost of Yotei. Like I said, haven't really been playing too much Silksong. I am going to go back to Ghost of Tsushima and maybe finish it. The cool highlight of my trip, I will say, was being forced to watch Chainsaw Man. Now, I don't know if you two know anything about Chainsaw Man, but it has a lot of the first episode or two makes you feel like it's going to go a certain way. It's going to be a little edgy teen story. A lot of fan servicey motivations. A lot of edgy, gory stuff. So I was kind of put off at the beginning. A few episodes in, they do something really cool with that. And it has the main character challenging the legitimacy of other characters' motivations. And it's a very interesting kind of nihilistic take on character. I mean, I keep saying motivations, but character motivation. So it's like, well, what are you doing? Like, what does revenge matter? Well, what is why are you protecting anybody? What does that matter? So it's really cool. Music, great. Story, super interesting. The movie, very fun.
Is Chainsaw Man just one anime, or is it like one of those Full Metal Alchemist situations where there's multiple different series that happened at different times?
It's so Full Metal Alchemist, the problem was they caught up to the manga too quickly, and they were like, well, we gotta finish the story, and the manga was like, I don't know, we're like 60% of the way through, and they're like, oh, we can really think our way out of this one, and the ending is just atrocious. Same thing happened with Soul Eater. It happens more often than I'm a fan of, but Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood condenses the original Full Metal Alchemist anime run into like the first like 5 episodes, and then it just picks up the manga significantly better. So there's one that is the first airing of something, and then there's one that is manga accurate.
So as far as you're aware, there's only been one series of Chainsaw Man. Is this the first Chainsaw Man movie?
Yes. Yeah, it's only 12 episodes.
Really?
Yeah. Chainsaw Man's super short. So I went back and I watched it because I was going to watch it with Greedy in the theater, and it was just so good. It was such a good time. The movie was really funny. It wasn't as good as the anime, and surprisingly, the animation to the movie was not as good as the anime either. But everybody go watch it. It's worth a watch. Get like 8 episodes in, 3/4 of the way through the show, and you'll understand why people like it.
Did you just say the animation on the film is worse than the animation on the television series?
Yep. It was very, very unexpected, because normally, like, if you're looking at like a Dragon Ball or a Pokemon, you watch the movie and you're like, oh, wow, I wish that this animation could be on the regular show. This time, I was like, oh, you're kind of phoning it in.
So you're literally talking about from a budget basis and not just like an opinion of the art style? They put more money into the TV show? That's crazy.
So the main thing that I noticed was one of the characters' eyes in the movie just look very plain. There's not a lot of shading that's going on. It's Mappa.
Uh-huh.
So, of course, they're overworked. And they could be doing what they were doing with Jujutsu Kaisen, which is making a movie while making the second season of the show. So that's always a possibility. They're spread thin as it is. But I thought the quality in the show was significantly better.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out. Are we prepared to move on to
I think we're prepared for Poké
News of the Week. Sarah B reports this week that the next Pokemon Go Max Battle Weekend has been announced. It adds Dynamax Lugia into the game. That is 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. on November 29th through the 30th. Get yourself a Dynamax Lugia.
The funny thing about Dynamax, I do like the system. I'm one of the people that does like the system in Pokemon Go. Most people say, oh, I don't want to just have to restart everything.
Yeah.
It's very funny because it's a lot of rewards, which is why I like it. It's more events, which I like. They're right. If you have 100% Lugia, you still need to grind for the 100% Gigantamax or Dynamax.
What I'll say about Dynamax, when it first started, I hated it because I had everybody else at Royal Raiders had a bunch of Dynamax Pokemon. I had 0 Dynamax Pokemon, so every team was carrying me, and I felt so bad.
No, that's normal.
Because you could only be, it was done so poorly, I feel like, because you could only have 4 people at a time and you couldn't choose who you teamed up with. It was a mess. People kept dropping out because they wanted to be with their friends, so you'd end up fighting with like 1 or 2 to 3 people, and you'd end up dying last second.
A rough one.
But since that started, Dynamax has actually been the biggest piece of cake in the world, because with Eternatus, they added up to 100 people. So every time I've done a Dynamax or Gigantamax since then, we've just knocked it out in seconds. Yeah. So I'm fine with it now. And the next piece of Pokemon news, the next 7-star Terra Raid battle has been fully revealed. Battle against Water Terra type Goodra from November 21st through the November 23rd. And then again a week later from November 28th to November 30th. Shouts out for keeping Scarlet and Violet alive.
For the boilerplate.
Yes. So we can get all our Mightiest Mark pseudo-legendaries, or as they are called in the official Poké terminology, powerhouse Pokemon. I still prefer pseudo-legendaries, but what are you going to do? And final piece of Pokemon news that nobody cares about except for me. No, not even me, because I'm just collecting the cards, really. I don't get. I mean, like we said before, once they introduced the the only way to get all the cards is to spend $50 to buy this one Mewtwo, I stopped caring about completing sets. But the next Pokemon TCG Pocket Mega Pidgeot EX drop event has begun. It adds 5 new promo cards in the game. So if you play that game, why don't you get yourself a little Pidgeot promo? Also, by the time you're hearing this, you're going to have a whole bunch of new ZA DLC announcements. So that'll be sick, but that happens tomorrow and we're recording today. So you don't get to hear it today. We'll talk about it next week. It is now time to discuss an episode of Pokemon Horizons, the series Rising Again, honestly, is the name of the season. Taylor, can you please tell us what happened last time on Pokes?
Previously on Pokemon. The gang arrive at Blueberry Academy and somehow have multiple battles as soon as they land.
Ooh. Geese Peep, can you please tell us the name of this week's episode, episode 116, in English?
Training begins. Terarium Dome.
Or in Japanese, Shugyo Kaishi Terarium Dome. Also, Geese Peep, I'm gonna need a 1-sentence synopsis, please.
School time gamers, dome style.
Sing this song, doo-da, doo-da. Like I said before, this episode is for the gamers. If you played the DLC of Scarlet and Violet, you're going to be going, I remember that. Oh, just like the game. This is such a packed episode. I don't think ever in the history of me writing episodes of Horizons have I had to go beyond 2 pages of notes. But I had to today. I'm sorry. It had to happen.
It's almost like they could have put some of this episode into last episode.
That was my big note.
Almost. There's a lot. They're jumping around left and right, hooting and hollering. We got characters up the wazoo. We're going to every biome. It's something else.
I was just sitting there thinking, man, I thought, how'd you do this? How'd you break these 2 episodes apart? Why not just pace it well?
It's because they have different teams doing it. This is a higher level team, I think, than last week. Okay,
I think it's just a bunch of people who were late on their homework.
It could be. Happens to the best of us, guys. It's Poke discussion time. This episode's so full packed. There's not even a cold open or anything. You just get your normal, it's me, Roy. This is what happened last week. Theme song. We're back from the theme song. I gotta say, the intro for this new season, Rising Again, I mentioned it before, but I love the little musical leitmotif, whatever that's called, at the end. Little
leitmotif.
It's so good. It's so good. We open with Anne and Liko. Good morning, Anne. Good morning, Liko. Ohio gozaimasu. Today, we're going to have class by the beach. That'll be exciting, huh?
Beach.
But the thing is, beach, the first thing we got to do, me, Liko, is I got to go see Briar. Unfortunately, we're not going to see Penny today because she's busy still working on the servers. Or will be. I don't know. You tell me, guys. Big spoiler surprise. Okay, we're jumping around so much. Just, again, this is one of those episodes you may want to pull out the old whiteboard and the marker just to make a little graph, a little pie chart so you understand, a little family tree.
I hope that at some point in my life I'm in a situation where I can have a bunch of Post-it notes attached to one another with string.
Yep, string and the little pins. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I want to be in that specific situation, but I don't know that I would want to be involved in what leads me to needing to be in that situation.
Well, open a detective agency. It'll be great. Although you don't like snooping. So
I don't.
So you wouldn't be a good detective. Okay. Roy's talking to Murdoch, filling him in on everything. You might think to yourself, ooh, are we going to hear more from the adults? No.
This is a non-adult resort. This is a children's resort. No adults can be involved.
It's a school.
It's like a school.
Yeah, it's a school.
I'm pretty sure it's a resort. It's an island.
It's the Blueberry Academy, and it's underground, under the sea. Alt is starving, everybody, and for that reason, we're going to the cafeteria. And I'll tell you right now, guys, if you're playing Scarlet and Violet, you march yourself over to that cafeteria, you give them a couple blueberry bucks, which we're going to hear about later, BBQ bucks,
V-bucks.
You can get yourself a little Academy special with a bunch of food, and it's going to give you a shiny boost on all types. So,
wow.
I got it. I know.
Pay to win indeed.
Everybody's excited to battle in the terrarium of the Blueberry Academy. We cut to the kids, the Rising Bolt tacklers at the entrance. Oh my God, it's Carmine. You guys remember Carmine? She was in Kitakami. You remember the one episode when they switched bodies? Yeah, everybody remembers her. Nobody remembers her.
I liked how they played this, like, the funky music, and they're like, "You remember me?" And then it got abruptly cut, and they're like, "No."
So this is the first instance. This happens one or two more times throughout the episode, but there's a level of self-awareness in this episode that I really, really appreciate. I like that there wasn't a proper introduction. It was very informal, and it was very almost looking at the audience saying, "Don't worry, we know you don't know who this is."
Well, again, video game players very well know Carmine. She's the biggest deal in both DLCs, both Kitakami and Blueberry Academy.
Katakana.
She's with her Sinistcha, which I maintain is a terrible name. I think they did a really bad job naming this Pokemon in English because it's so hard to say and remember. Sinistcha and Polchageist. It's really, you should have let me name it. It's bad in English.
Wouldn't it be Sinistcha?
No, it's Cha, because Ocha, you're thinking Turkish brain. You need to think Japanese brain, where Ocha is green tea. It's Ocha is tea. Apparently, Carmine is the assistant to Briar, which I actually don't remember from the video games. You can write in looklistencast@gmail.com or leave a comment. Was she the assistant to Briar in the game?
Yeah, that was in the DLC.
Taylor, you have no idea if that's in the DLC. I certainly don't remember him. Apparently it's true in this canon. Okay, I have something to say about The Office, because last week, not the TV show, but where Briar works, you two convince me that they're in that dome or in that disco ball in the sky. No, they're in a separate office. There's not even a way to get into that thing.
No, if you look at the screenshot I have, like, it looks like it's like the window has that disco ball grid thing.
Again, as somebody who played the game.
Oh, I played the game. I'm an expert.
Email
me the answer to this question I apparently don't know.
You could fly up there, but there's no way to enter it. And I think it's just pure energy. I don't think and that'd be so dangerous if that fell. And the big answer to the question, or the big reason it can't be in there, is because the kids literally say during this episode, the terrarium, no, we haven't gone in there. We're just in the office. What her office looks like is identical to all the other, like, cafeteria and clubroom offices, which is in the other level of it before you go deep down into the terrarium. Anyway, doesn't matter.
I don't know about all that.
The Briar and the kids, they're discussing everything we already know about. We're talking about the 6 heroes, the explorers, Laqua, the super strong spheres, all the guys. Okay, yeah. Now it's time to cut to training with Lacey. Carmine, by the way, when she's listening to the kids discuss what they're doing here, she's very surprised to hear that Drayton, of all people, has agreed to train along with Lacey. Lacey makes sense. She's training people all the time. Drayton, that boy does not train people, and we're about to figure out exactly why Carmine feels that way. Also, Drayton is not here because he's always late. Makes sense.
Shouts out to Drayton.
No. Geese Peep, did you see how adorable Lacey's little Rotom phone is?
I didn't. What color is it?
How cute her pink Rotom phone is. It's wonderful.
Ooh.
Is that something that's in the games as well? The different Rotom phone styles?
You customize them all. In ZA, you just keep the same one, but in Scarlet Violet, you customize your own phone. Okay, here's what Lacey's done, because she's basically the Emily of the Pokemon universe. She's always overworking. But here's what Lacey done, because she is an overworker.
Here is what Lacey done.
Here's what been did by Lacey this week. She picked out all the best Pokemon for the Rising Volt Tacklers to train against so they can become extra strong.
Just like I picked out all the good food places for Michael to eat at in Hawaii.
They were so delicious, including Tom's Diner, which had a wonderful breakfast sandwich. And by Tom's Diner,
Also,
of course, mean Ted's Bakery.
Yes.
Whoa. Who's Ted?
What?
Who's Ted?
He owns a bakery. Okay, gang, we're going to Scooby-Doo it up, and we're going to all split up, gang, and go to the different biomes. That'll be fun. Alt, by the way, is already sprinted off, as he's wont to do. Oh, wow, guys. Look at all these Pokemon in the Savannah biome. We got a Trapinch, a Sandile, some Dodrio, Tauros, Mandibuzz. Meowscarada, she's a little bit warm in this biome, if we're being honest.
Did they explain how this is possible?
Technology. They're
like actually
no comment.
Okay. Okay.
They're real smart. Oh my god, and there's a Pyroar over there, a male Pyroar. That's correct, you guys.
I feel so bad about saying it, but I do not like Pyroar's design at all.
Oh, Taylor, you think you're alone? All people do is complain about Pyroar's design and how he's the worst Mega Evolution ever made.
Both evolutions are bad, and the Mega is just... why, Niantic? Why do this, Scopely? Come on.
Nothing to do. Well, a lot of people are like, well, no, if you look at it in Japanese, it makes sense because it changes the kanji. Because his face is a kanji of like fire or flame, and then the kanji for the Mega is like blaze. So that's kind of sick. But okay, Charcadet, Meowscarada, you two battle him. And Hatchram, you can heal up your friends. Oh, Anne, you're here too?
Great.
We don't have time to talk, Anne, because we got to immediately cut to the coastal biome with Dot, where Geese Peep were at the beach. And we see a Picky Peck, a Slack Off, an Oricorio Pau style, a Skarmory, an Alolan Dugtrio, a Crabrawler.
Wait, everyone, stop the press. Prince. What is it? What's the press?
Stop the presses.
Stop the presses.
Stop the presses.
That would be funny if you ran into a room and said, wait, everyone.
I can't believe you haven't talked about your comfies.
What, that I caught some comfies in Hawaii?
Yeah.
What is a comfy?
It's a Pokemon, Taylor, and I tried to trade it to you while you were here, and then you said, oh, I have to do something else, and you never got a comfy.
I'll get one.
I was in the trade screen. Well, there's only one place on the planet to get comfy, and it's Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
So, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody loves it at the beach. Now we're going to cut to Olt in the polar biome, and we got an Alolan Sandslash, a Cubchoo, a Snover, a Crabominable. Crabominable's funny because we just saw a Crabrawler in the beach, and he evolves into that. It's very neat. And an Overquill. Overquill is crazy to see, by the way, because that's a Hisuian Pokemon. It's ancient. It evolves from a Hisuian Quillfish. This is wild. This thing's so scary. It looks like a giant sea urchin, Geese Peep. It's a pufferfish. It's so terrifying.
You are so afraid of sea urchins.
They could kill.
They can hurt you.
Yes. And whose fault is it? I'm so scared. Taylor, just so you know, every time I was near one, Geese Peep was like, oh, if you touch it, you're definitely going to get infected and end up in the hospital. I was like, oh my God. And they're everywhere. Terrifying. Anyway, Sableye is very cute in the snow, Geese Peep. That's fun. And not sea urchin related, which is a terrifying creature we should all avoid.
Do ghosts get cold?
Great question. Yeah, they get hurt by Ice Beam. And at this point, Lacey finally tracks down Olt and warns him to be careful. I found this scene really funny, actually, when they just start whispering back and forth. Lacey's like, Olt, that's an Overquill. You need to be very careful. And Olt says, no, it's fine. He's snoozing away. He can't hurt me. And what immediately happens, Geese Peep?
Shoots a quill.
Oh my God. Shoots a toxic spine straight towards Olt, and thank goodness he jumps out of the way. And
what would have happened if he didn't?
He'd be dead. And then I immediately write, and this happens a lot this episode. This is not, I don't even think it's the first time this happens, but it's certainly not the last, where something happens in the episode and I immediately start writing down a note saying, oh, this is pulled straight from the Pokedex of Pokemon Scarlet. And then you watch the episode for 5 seconds longer, and then somebody says, oh, this is pulled straight from the Pokedex. So the whole Overquill can attack while it's asleep is just a Pokedex entry from Scarlet. So that's fun. That's cool that they put it in the anime. Because the anime is Scarlet canon, because they're at Naranha Academy, not Uva Academy. Very cool. Very sick. Lacey then scolds Olt and says, Olt, buddy, you really got to check the Pokedex for Pokemon you're unfamiliar with, because you can't just keep putting yourself into danger. You got to learn, buddy. You got to use the Pokedex. You got to be careful, please.
But there's just too many Pokemon to do that.
No, what do you mean? No, he knows a lot of Pokemon. He probably knows most Pokemon, but he's certainly never seen an Overquill. He should use his Pokedex. But because of this, because a woman is speaking to Olt and scolding him a little bit, Olt becomes incredibly flustered and he just runs away. I don't know if he's already Looney Tunes running, but later in this episode, he's certainly Looney Tunes running away. Now we're going to cut to Roy in the canyon. We see Drayton in the background laying down, just watching Roy's Pokemon do some free climbing up a cliff. And then out of nowhere, a Skarmory attacks them on the bridge, and Crocalor falls off, but Kilowattrel swoops to save him. And
the way this was paced, it almost seemed like it was, I keep wanting to call him Draco. What's his name?
Drayton. Not to be confused with his grandfather, Drayton.
Oh, Drayton.
Oh.
No. Wait, what?
Drayton?
The boy in this episode, the young man with the Colgate toothpaste hair, his name is Drayton with a T.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Drayton.
Yeah, his grandfather is Drayton.
Drayden with a D. Yeah, of course. Easy money. The way this is paced, I thought that the Skarmory belonged to Drayton, and this was a test for Roy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also thought that.
I don't think that's his Pokemon, no.
No, it's definitely not. But the way they presented it, it seemed that way. And then immediately afterwards, he's like, hey, really nice. I'll train you.
Yeah, well, here's what happens. Roy begs to be trained by Drayton. Here's the thing about Drayton. He's just a little schemer. He's a little miscreant.
He's no professor.
I mean, he's a member of the Elite Four, but...
What? More like Professor Drayton. And the mysterious village?
Yeah, in the serious village. The very serious village.
The serious village.
Okay, so...
just imagine the driest, most realistic visit to a village in a game.
DS top seller. Okay, so Drayton says to Roy, oh, you want to train? Well, first of all, he does this throughout the whole episode, by the way. He says, Roy, my boy, little bro, just chill out. Just your Genki Des right now. Let's just bring it on down, broski. Here, I'm going to give you this Rotom phone. Just take my cell phone. And Roy says, okay.
Is this the first? No, this is the second cell phone that we've seen. Rotom phone that we've seen that's not standard Rotom Red.
We've seen a billions Rotom phones.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never
mind. But immediately, I'm already thinking, what is Drayton up to? Because I'm going to, obviously, since I played the game, I predict exactly what is happening here. Drayton gives Roy a phone and immediately just goes back to the clubhouse to eat some orange popsicles. And Roy thinks he's going through some real training. Roy thinks, oh, I'm just like the Karate Kid. I'm going to be doing all the stuff Drayton tells me to do. I'm going to purify my Pokemon. I'm going to bond. I'm going to become stronger. Is that what's happening, guys? No. Drayton is just he's a scumbag, if we're being honest. Because he says he's going to train Roy. Instead, he's just tricking Roy into doing his BBQ quests. Now, are BBQ quests fun? Yes, Taylor. You do them in Scarlet and Violet DLC online with your pals. And then with the BBQ bucks, you can spend them on bringing more Pokemon into the environments. You can buy wallpaper and cool new things in all the rooms. You can buy all the stuff in the cafeteria. And most importantly, you can spend BBQ bucks in the Pokeball Lotto and get yourself some rare Pokeballs. So it's great fun. Everybody loves doing it. But Drayton, the lazy bones, has decided he's just going to force Roy to do all the blueberry quests. He's going to have him wash all his Pokemon. He's going to have him make a sandwich with 3 ingredients, just farm up all these BBQ bucks, and you can hear the Rotom phone just going cha-ching, 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 just filling up Drayton's balance in his blueberry bucks account.
I did like this this was another instance of self-awareness when they were doing quests, and for us non-DLC enjoyers, it seemed like it was the show's take on fetch quests, which I really liked.
Yeah, they're just little quests. Then they keep popping up. You always get new ones. And then you get bonus ones where you all work together and find some Ditto blocks. Spoilers, we're going to be doing that in an episode in the future. I think it was in the trailer for this season.
Wow.
Now, Geese Peep, what was one of the blueberry quests involved in taking photographs? You know this one.
Nobody
Take a
knows the answer.
photograph of Pokemon wearing sunglasses, and it's very good.
Yep. Yeah, those are fun little blueberry quests when you have to take pictures of everybody. I got to look them up on my Switch internal storage, but we've got a lot of cool, fun, little sick pictures from all those blueberry quests of all the guys and all the Pokemon. And now Drayton says, Roy, find me 10 different types of berries from all over the place. Drayton literally falls asleep while having Roy do all his blueberry quests. And Lacey then finds Roy in the polar biome looking for berries and is furious that Drayton would do this.
I like that she knew immediately.
Because the boy's picking different berries all around. She knows exactly what picking berries is. That's a BBQ.
It's just so funny that she wasn't thinking, oh, this is a new student. He's probably doing these so he can get some currency. It's immediately just like, oh, you're being taken advantage of.
Yes. Because she knows he doesn't even have like the Blueberry Quest app installed on his phone yet.
Roy just got the DLC.
Oh my God, exactly. Okay, now we're going to cut to Ult. He's by Chargestone Cavern, and he goes in and explores a little bit. I'm not sure why we get this, but probably they're just trying to keep this episode really moving. Because then we get a smash cut of Lacey just slamming open the clubhouse doors with Roy and just yelling, Drayton, how dare you force Roy to do your BBQs and call it training. And I wrote here, it's a very fun episode if you play the DLC because you relate to all of it. It's lots of fun.
It's a shame because I enjoyed it, but I guess I didn't enjoy it in MEF.
No, in MEF, you did not. In MEF. And then out of nowhere, Academy Director Cyrano shows up to explain BBQs to Roy. And then Drayton, I'm so annoyed at Drayton right here. He half-heartedly apologizes and says he will give in exchange, guys, for the hundreds of BBQ bucks that Roy earned, Drayton will give him one popsicle. I was so wanting Cyrano to put Drayton in his place right now, but instead kind of like, oh, what does he say, Geese Peep? Just like, oh, Clavel told me to watch after Roy, and he's real good. He's a great trainer.
Yeah.
So annoying.
But everybody's learning lessons one way or the other.
So Cyrano tells Drayton something to just try to get Drayton to respect Roy. He says to Drayton, he says, oh, did you know Roy over here, he actually trained with Hassel. And you see Hassel, you guys, not only is he an Elite Four member in Scarlet and Violet, he also shows up as a special coach in DLC 2. So that's how Drayton would have known him. Also, this is big lore dump here. This is very interesting. Cyrano reveals that Drayton's grandpa is Drayden, the dragon-type gym leader of Unova. Unova, of course, where Blueberry Academy is, in the Sea of Unova. All very exciting, very cool.
I was freaking out.
So much, Taylor, so much lore. And again,
I was confused because there's so many names.
Yeah, they were just
who was who.
If you have not seen the DLC played by yourself, this is a very interesting way to present information to the audience. And
it's funny because like all this lore dump is just hidden text deep into the DLC after inviting him as a special coach. It's a whole lot to do.
It's a sick thing to do. I do wish they didn't do it at the pace they did, because they had the whole last episode to maybe they could have, crammed this into the first episode instead of the third battle.
But anyway, we don't have time to goof off, Taylor. I think it might be time for a battle, Drayton versus Roy. Time for a commercial break. We're back to the commercial break, and we're back to Ult in the Chargestone Cavern. Oh my God, there's a Galvantula.
This is actually a problem that I had with the episode. I thought Ult's entire involvement should have been placed elsewhere. I thought there was too much going on, and then adding Ult to it, I thought was just very kind of like story-wise a bit overwhelming.
I could see that. Ult now remembers Lacey's words echo in Ult's mind. She says, observe. If you see something, say something. Only fools rush in. Which Ult responds to himself with, ain't nobody got time for that. And just rushes straight towards the Galvantula. Sableye immediately is hit with an electro-web trap. And Ult, maybe you should have used the Pokedex like Lacey tells you nonstop. But great Pokemon battle music, though. Music in this episode, through the roof, if we're being honest. I'm having fun. Power Gym, Sableye. Lacey eventually makes her way through the Chargestone Cavern, finds him with her Plusle and Minun. Did you hear Galvantula's gurgly little voice in this episode?
Too much going on. This is a very
There was
so
so much going on.
It's too much. it got to the point where they're dumping all this lore about his family, and my own mind is paraphrasing everything as I'm reading it. So it's like, okay, yeah, he's part of a famous dragon tamer clan. Okay, that's fine, great. And then it goes to Alt, and I'm like, okay, I'm glad at least he's looking at the shiny cave with Sableye, because they both really like shiny rocks. And then he's getting ambushed by one of the Elite Four, not in an attack way, but in a presence way. And I'm like, why is this here?
So Lacey notices that Sableye is paralyzed, immediately scolds Ult for this, because he wouldn't be paralyzed if Ult would just use his Pokedex.
That's the real takeaway from this episode, is use your Pokedex, kids.
Well, luckily Sableye breaks free of his paralysis, and then Ult and Sableye just Looney Tunes run away. And Lacey's she's a little bit frustrated at this point, Geese Peep. She says he's not even training if he's just running around, not even learning anything. And she does her famous crossed arms, which in Japanese, of course, means X, which means no, as opposed to circle, which is correct and yes.
That was always my favorite thing in Super Smash Brothers streams, is the players would hold up the X for stage bans.
Oh, that's good. And now, Geese Peep, we're gonna cut to everybody's favorite little Pokemon in a chest of coins. Who is it?
Gimme Ghoul.
I am the way they keep going back on bits. I wish they were better, because this could be Gimme Ghoul's bit could be so good. It could be so funny if it was well done. But instead, it's always just a character saying, what, how'd you Gimme Ghoul? And instead, it could just be going on in the background. Like, you could just have Dot walking up and her with a big pile of coins or something just in the background.
Taylor's correct. Gimme Ghoul, relaxing in his little chest, is tricking everybody to give him some coins. He's got Dot and Penny collecting coins for him. But Dot is very annoyed that Gimme Ghoul would do this to Penny. So she, very amusing to me, just slams Gimme Ghoul's chest shut. So I thought that was fun.
It's got to be close to Goldango, right?
Oh, that many coins? You got it.
So many. Right? I mean, even if it doesn't look like 1,000, the chest is almost full.
That's a good point. All right, now we're going to cut to Liko versus Anne battle? No, it's not going to battle. At first, I thought they were going to battle, and when it was going to be Samurott versus Charcadet, I said, that's a terrible matchup. But no, basically, they're just doing little training exercises, basically.
I was going to say, it's very good for training.
Yeah, nobody worry. They're not doing a full-out battle. It's fine.
It was weird when they said, I'm your best friend, and I just kept thinking, is she? I guess.
I mean, they're, childhood friends, whatever.
Yeah.
That's great. It's fine.
I've just heard too many people in my life use the phrase bestie. And every time I hear it, I think, you don't talk like that. People don't say that in real life.
Sure they do. Well, anyway, Carmine shows up, and she says, Briar wants to see Pagogo-chan, so let's go over there.
It was kind of a weird look on her face, too.
Well, she also advises Liko, hey, so Briar talked to me all about this. If I were you, I probably wouldn't bring up the whole Rising Volt Tacklers thing around campus. And Liko is, she obviously becomes embarrassed and concerned. She's like, the rumors got all the way over here too, Geese Peep. And Carmine says, it's fine. You don't worry about what people who don't know the whole story think of you. It's fine. I wouldn't bring it up. And she's actually, Geese Peep, pretty kind. Kind of out of character for Carmine, really, how understanding and supportive she is of Liko.
I wonder if they did this because that's going to happen next episode, and they need to remind people that they're known publicly as being enemies.
Yeah, enemies of the state.
I thought it was a good way of doing it.
Yeah,
nice and subtle, quick, real nice, clean dialogue. They didn't have any kind of disingenuous problem in the episode with other students where it's like, what, you're the Rising Volt Tackler, and it just went straight into, hey, don't tell people.
Yeah. Now we're gonna cut to Drayton and Roy in the Polar Battle Court. It's double battle time, and again we get Drayton saying, Roy, just cool your jets just a little bit. That's your lesson of the day. And we're going to get Kingdra and Arcaladen versus Crocolore and Kilowattrel. Time for battle, guys. I'm sure Geese Peep and Taylor are going to go to sleep during this part. But we got Hurricane, Charge, Electro Ball, Electro Shot, Disarming Voice, Snarl, Crocolore, right on Kilowattrel, Hydro Pump, Flamethrower. Oh, wow, look at all this great teamwork we got going on. And then there's our Draco Meteor, dodge it. And I feel like Roy did a little bit of a humble brag here when he was like, oh, Draco Meteor? Yeah, we already fought Rayquaza doing Draco Meteor.
Yeah.
So no
I
big
wish
deal.
they would do that more often. They just have so much experience with ridiculously difficult situations that they've gotten through. And
Johnny
now
West
they're
is-
just like, oh, God.
Then they actually do such a sick move here, though, because we get Kingdra using Hurricane to aim the Draco Meteor, and it's very sick. And they're just, oh my God, they're destroying Kilowattrel. That poor Pokemon is just going to be down for the count. Oh my
I was
You
God.
know what?
Huh.
This episode gets 2 points just for how much Kilowattrel was in it.
Yeah, the only problem was he did what he always does, and he saved somebody from falling into a river. But then they put him in battle for once, and he gets knocked out right away. And I was like, "Come on!"
Well, we got a little more. He's going to put up a little more for a fight because we got to go. Disarming voice, uproar, rain dance, music so sick, by the way. And then we get I showed you guys this picture. Such a horrible, off-model, terrible drawing of Roy with the goofiest eyeball. Crocolore and Kilowattrel both just barely sketched out. I can't believe they left this in the episode, but
they did their best.
But Drayton at this point is going to power up everybody. This man is an Elite Four member of Blueberry Academy. He knows what he's doing. The way he set up Rain Dance and Kingdra speeds through the roof and everybody's so super powerful. He hits Kilowattrel with an electro ball, and that bird is very donezo.
Oh,
Kilowattrel's so strong, or excuse me, Drayton's so strong.
it's true.
And then because Drayton is so clever, he's already set up everything to make the floor on the ground turn the ice into rain, but then refreeze. So now the ground on the floor of the battleground is so slippery. So when Crocolore tries to do a stopping tantrum, what happens, Geese Peep?
He's slipping and sliding.
Oh my God,
And
it's too slippery.
and hollering.
And then Drayton tells Kingdra to wave tackle, and Crocolore is so donezo. He's unbelievably knocked out. And Roy says, wow, you're so sick, Drayton. I gotta train so much more. And Drayton says,
I have to make so many more 3-ingredient sandwiches.
Yeah. And Drayton just says, let's take it step by step. Let's calm down.
It's fine.
You're gonna be
it's
good.
fine.
And now we cut to Ult and Lacey back at the coastal biome. And Lacey tells Ult, you want to get stronger? We're going to get to studying. And that's the end of the episode. Geese Peep, can you please tell us all about the Mega of the Week this week with Gallade?
Is it called Glade because it's like he's grass and blades and also glades?
I thought it was Glaive. Like, isn't
yeah,
Glaive a sword?
I thought it was
Yeah.
like gallant.
Yeah.
Like like a glade, which is like a field.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think it would be
like the
Also glade.
Everglades.
Yeah.
Here, hold on a sec. I'm gonna put Bulbapedia always does etymology, but these are just
Geese Peep's 30-second Pokemon etymology.
this is just their opinion. It's not so
Oh,
what Taylor?
shade at Bulbapedia.
No, I'm not saying it's official. It's just they so
Yeah,
they
amateur
say
hour. I know.
Gallade may be a combination of gallant and blade.
Hey,
But-
look at me.
But here's the thing. Gallade is based on a warrior elf, and it's similar to the helmet worn by Murmillo-class Roman gladiators or the Corinthian helmet with horsehair crest worn by Greek hoplites, also based on medieval knights, because the Japanese name is a combination, maybe a combination of Erufu and Buredo. And Iaido, a Japanese martial art of responding to attacks with Swiss swordplay. So there you go. Because his Japanese name is Erureido.
His Mega Evolution, basically his head and his back take the shape of a helmet and a cape, and he's got big old arm swords.
Very sick.
Super sick.
And the animation is just him helping Thing cut orange berries in half. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but is this the first Mega Evolution animation where the Pokemon also acknowledges the camera?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, because he's because Nido Thing is talking to a camera, and he is also staring straight ahead at the camera and smiling.
I think it's happened before. It feels like something that would have happened before.
Because the Mega 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 is supposed to be as if Nido Thing is doing a stream and just teaching people about Mega Evolution. So yeah, I've never.
Because usually they're like antagonistic towards Nido Thing.
Right.
Most of the time, yeah. Oh, but some of the recent ones, like Dragonite killed a man, but was doing it out of kindness, so that was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do the different Pokemon, like, do some of them that have like different forms, like based on gender, do they also have different gendered Mega Evolutions?
Some of them do. Pyroar is the same for both genders, but there's also different Mega Evolutions. I guess to answer your question, no, that I can think of. There's multiple Pokemon with different Mega Evolutions, but in terms, and then, it's super weird. There's completely different Pokemon that share a Mega, meaning like Latios and Latias, when both of them Mega evolved, they become identical looking. They're just orange. There's this orange Mega with like these big jet engine things. Same thing with Gigantamax.
Wait, they aren't purple when they get Mega?
Oh, I'm thinking of the shiny. The shiny's orange, I think. But then Appleton and Flapple, their Gigantamax form is the same, which is interesting.
That's very interesting.
So no, Geese. Are we prepared to discuss this episode?
In English.
Who should go first? Because I'm going to have, like I said at the top of the episode, before we even started discussing the episode, I got way more out of this episode because I know everything they're talking about. And that added to the experience.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I still don't know how I feel about it because I don't think it was bad. But, okay. Let me go through the things I like in an episode of Pokemon because I actually think it did a lot of things that I go to Pokemon anime for, or specifically the main anime.
Yeah.
Looking at Pokes being sick. Overquill, very cool to see. That's going to give it a point. I was laughing. There were cute moments. There were funny moments. There was lore drops. So tough to score. Because this episode has a lot of things I look for and enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're talking just overall the plot of the episode, we're just jumping around training and not a lot happens. I mean, a lot happens. Clearly a lot happens because I wrote notes out the wazoo, but
this
I don't know what to give this. You guys go ahead. I don't have a score yet. I got to listen to what you guys have to say before I come up with a score.
This is actually really tricky because if you look at this and if you could edit this and the previous episode together, I think it would be a high-scoring duo of episodes. But because last week did nothing and this week did too much, it doesn't feel like it was fun to watch. It just felt very rushed and like, oh boy, you're really cramming here. Now, if this had happened, if I hadn't seen that last episode and I saw this, I would think, oh man, this is going to be such a sick season. They're really setting up a whole bunch of stuff that's going to come up in like over the next few episodes. It just doesn't feel like that. It feels like they were late to their
appointment.
Yeah,
I agree with you that it's rushed. I disagree that it wasn't fun to watch. I did enjoy watching it, so that's going to have to factor into my score.
The beginning of it was fun to watch. It was towards the end, and like I said, Alt's involvement I didn't like.
Alt was the least interesting part of it.
Yeah, and for them to have an uninteresting part in a rushed episode makes me like the episode less.
Well, okay, we can all agree Roy was by far the standout.
Yes, yeah,
funny, goof, him doing the BBQ quest, sick battle.
Yeah.
I don't even think Liko's part was that sick. Geese,
no.
Can you talk some more? Because I think we got maybe 2 words out of you the entire episode. I want to hear a lot from you on the discussion.
I agree with Taylor. I wish the 2 teams that obviously work on separate episodes, they work together because there were parts of this and parts of last episode when edited would make a better either one longer episode or they could have cut something down. Like, I enjoyed watching this, but the pacing was all over the place. It was confusing. There was too much happening. I don't know. It just like after this episode and the one before, I'm still waiting for like, so like when are we going to actually, like get to experience more of what it's like to be at Blueberry Academy?
Or where's the plot?
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, yeah, I don't know about this season so far. Does anybody have a score? Because I have to. This is so difficult for me to score, and I need to baseline off of you guys. So Geese is going to give this a 7.
Wait, hold on. Let me look at what I did last time.
You give it a 5, I think, last time.
Last time was
okay.
rough.
Then yeah, 7.
Okay, 7.0.
Very interesting because I was either going to give it a between 6.5 and 7 for me.
Between Taylor,
I'm
it is not a
say
6.5. There's laughs and goofs and fun and a sick battle and great music.
If you give out
and food,
if you don't give out low scores, the high scores don't mean anything.
Taylor, there's plenty of episodes to give a low score to, like last week. So you say 7 as well, Taylor?
Yeah, like it was fine. It's a tough episode to digest. When I was finished watching it, I didn't think anything about the IP. That was my big problem with this one. And this also happened in the last one. There are a lot of episodes of the show that make me just go, while I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, I have to be playing that. Like, I really want to play this. I want to play either Pokemon Go or TCG Pocket or Scarlet Violet, or I'm looking forward to the rest of the show. This didn't make me feel anything. Last week didn't make me feel anything.
I have the exact opposite. Watching this episode made me remember how much fun BBQ quests were, and it was just so much fun, goofing off, eating sandwiches, battling, catching pokes. So much fun. This episode made me want to play Scarlet and Violet DLC so bad. We need to play it together, Taylor. Honestly.
That's really good.
They're relying on that to carry the weight of the episode, but not everyone has that experience.
I wonder what the percentage is. Actually.
And it shouldn't be. My interest isn't necessarily tied to specific locations. It's not like I was watching those episodes in the anime with Rhyme thinking, man, I really need to play that particular area of Scarlet and Violet. It was more of, look at these Pokemon. This makes me excited to continue my interaction with the IP. And I think that's the ultimate goal of the anime. I don't think the anime is making them as much money as the games.
To speak on what Taylor's saying, when I watched Sun and Moon, I had never played a Pokemon game ever. And I definitely had not played Sun and Moon, yet I was still so invested, and it got me more into Pokemon. And I didn't have to play the game to enjoy how much I enjoyed that show. But with this, like, I feel like based on what you're saying, Michael, you've gotten so much more out of it because you play the game.
Yes.
But
Sun and Moon is just a good anime for anybody who enjoys anime. I do wonder, you guys bringing this up, I wonder what the percentage is. You two got to be in the minority of people who are watching the show who haven't played the games.
Probably.
I haven't played the DLC because I did play the main.
That's true.
But it's just, I think the last thing that I would say about this is there are plenty of things that I really like about it, but it did feel like doing homework.
I can't give this lower than an 8.0 because there's too many enjoyable things in it. And again, I'm the target audience. I know everything they're talking about, the sick lore combinations and Blueberry Quest, and that was so fun to see. But yeah, the plot itself, I don't think the plot of the episode was good. I think it's just throw everybody, they're going to all kind of train a little bit, and that's not interesting. So I got to give it between an 8.0 and an 8.2 maybe. But the music was so sick, and the battle was very good.
But the music wasn't anything new. We've all heard that music before.
And they didn't even have Alt's theme.
We got a new song in there. At some point, I remember there was a new song. Using the hurricane to move the Draco meteors, that's going to probably push it up to 8.3 or 8.4, I think.
This would have gotten a significantly lower score from me had the battle not been interesting.
Yeah, it was a good battle.
Yeah, it was interesting, and it was short, which was appreciated.
Yeah, all the battles, everything that happens is real quick because they moved through so much stuff. They didn't even do an intro. And we do not include Mega when we account for the score of the episode.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Okay. 8.4 is too high. 8.2 is too low. We're sticking with 8.3.
No, there's no option.
Nope, 8.3. It's time for the wrap up. Geese Peep, take it away.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. You can find us at Look Listen Cast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Please like and comment so more people can find us. Also, thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can find him at twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Shouts out Professor Ticklebits for the website and the
Boilerplate.
That's twitch.tv/prof_Ticklebits. Please recommend this podcast to your friends, grandmas, nieces, nephews, friends, not enemies. Anybody can listen. There's Pokemon Horizons. Great. Listen to that. Do you not care for that? Do your family members not care for that? Just put on the front half.
And just remember, you have no enemies.
You think that's my motto? Why people run around making enemies?
It's a Vinland Saga reference.
That seems so stressful to have enemies. You know that your mother would love to hear me talk about Pluribus and Geese Peeps turtles in Hawaii. So send it on over to the family members the first half, and then they can stop listening if they want, or they can listen to me talk about Pokemon. Shouts out to people who enjoy. We've got feedback in the comments as of right now. People saying, I don't care about Pokemon, but I love hearing these guys talk about Pokemon. So there you go. Everybody enjoy.
I hate Pokemon.
Yep. And you can send your questions to looklistncast@gmail.com. Okay, we're going to say goodbye, everybody. Geese Peep's going to say goodbye 5 times. Taylor's going to say goodbye.
Get on your feed if you hated Pokemon. You just kept looking up, I hate Pokemon.
People love hate watching. Okay, goodbye. Taylor, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Geese Peep, another goodbye.
Goodbye.
3 more goodbye.
Goodbye.
Lower your register so it actually gets picked up.
Goodbye.
Hey,
Goodbye. Goodbye. Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Peep. Thank you for listening to the Geese Peep Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Bell 30 company